This is going to be fun. The third annual LA City Gridiron All-Star Football Classic. We're at West LA College in Culver City, Wildcat Stadium, the North against the South. Hello, everybody. I'm Randy Rosenblum, set to call the play-by-play. Always an intriguing game. Offense explosions each of the first 2 years where they split. One win for the North, one win for the South. Once again, and we've worked with them all season long, the venerable Chuck Price joins us. Chuck, I know you put this game together. You're excited about all these city stars.
I appreciate it, Randy. You know, for the third year in a row, we've put this classic on, and it truly feels like it belongs here at West LA College. Some of LA City's finest, Warren Moon, Stephen Baker, Keyshawn Johnson, all went through here to become NFL superstars. It's just a great place to be.
The Chargers are involved, aren't they? And I know you're excited about their sponsorship and how they help out in this game.
They're helping the kids, so we have to refer to the Chargers as LA's team. Zach MD and the Community Relations Department and the support that this program has for the LA City kids is unbelievable. Hats off to the Chargers, Zach, and Vicky Lagos, the commissioner of the LA City section, CIF.
Two names I do want to mention. Diego Montez, the quarterback of the North, tremendous numbers for Kennedy. And on the South, the running back, Darnell Miller from Santee.
Yeah, there's no real mystery why these teams went far in the playoffs. Kennedy, arguably with the best quarterback in the city. Loved the production that we got out of Montez this year. And over at Santee, a running back that took them deep into the playoffs as well, even into the state.
Yeah, that's Miller. He was the state's leading rusher, over 3,000 yards. So we're set, the North against the South. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll have that opening for you. No kickoffs in All-Star games. We'll start the game right after this. Today's game is presented by Lee's Tire and Service. Complete parts and service. Get more for your buck. By Red West Pizza, salad, pasta, and much more. By Corner Escrow. Also, CDWS Career Day Worldwide. By Top Tax Pros. And by the USC Credit Union. Randy Rosenblum, Chuck Price upstairs, but on the sideline we have Jenna Percio. Let's go to Jenna now for the first time. All right, apparently Jenna's mic is not working, and I'm Randy with Chuck. I'm excited. Looks like the South's going to get the ball first. There's no kickoffs, so if the South does indeed have it, we'll look at their fine quarterback, Kevin Martinez. He's out of that Marine League, prepped at Gardena High School. Had a really nice season for Gardena, and he gets the nod for head coach Doug Bledsoe, the head coach.
Love Doug Bledsoe, been a longtime supporter of city football, played at Dorsey, just one of the great all-time guys. But when I look at the South to start the game with the ball, I love the all-city leading running back from Santee. I think no doubt about it, as we mentioned in the pregame.
He led the state in rushing.
Pregame, warm-ups, you just look at him and he's just cut a little bit differently.
Darnell Miller is his name. He's very, very good. Take a look at him. Also another running back is Gonzalez out of Narbonne, number 20. And, of course, Doug Bledsoe has familiarity with the diminutive running back. So it's the South with it. We start, and Martinez immediately to the air. That one hangs up, and it's high-pointed and caught. Oh, what a grab. Redlew brought it in. Elias Redlew of San Pedro.
All week long, I said the South, to win the game, is going to have to be physical and run the ball. And here they go, showing what an idiot I am. Deep on the first play. What a great throw and catch.
really put that ball out there. Might have been short, but you can give a great receiver like that the one-on-one opportunity. That's what you're looking for.
As Red Blue All City at San Pedro, over 1,000 yards, close to 1,200 yards. Receiving in 14 touchdowns for the Pirates. Great start for the South. This time it's a stout defense in front. Hard to run against Edward Castro out of Southgate. Number 99 busted up the play, and he had assistance as well. He was not alone. That was Garcia from Granada Hills who was involved.
Great front for the North. The best player on the field. Defensive end out of Granada Hills, Jason Davis, and not even sure he made it today because of an injury sustained during the week. But both defensive fronts are loaded.
Martinez again out of that pistol alignment. And the pitch back. And Gonzalez is running hard. Oh, he's a talented young man, Damian Gonzalez from Narbonne. Saw him in our opening game in Santa Paula. He impressed us.
Yeah, the one thing in an all-star game where the defenses are really, really regulated and not allowed to blitz, right? Only one rusher for a blitz, 5 guys, and he's got to come through the tackle box. You'd think in the all-star game we get a little bit better coverage on the outside, but you give up contain, South may get outside a lot more.
There's Gonzalez again. He's quick to the point of attack. Played for Doug Bledsoe, and that's the reason he's starting over Miller in the backfield. And again, Gonzalez pushes forward for a couple yards. That's all. Hernandez of Fairfax with the stop.
As the ball gets to the red zone and the field shortens, the defense starts to pick up a little bit more of the advantage that they lose because they're forced to play a zone in the all-star game. But because the zone shrinks in the red zone, obviously advantage defense.
Nice opening drive for the South. The big pass to Redlew from Martinez has him threatening early. And Martinez again looking to air it out. Is it caught? Looked like it was caught. It's a touchdown. Bringing it in beautifully. What a grab by Brown. Brown with the touchdown. Akia Brown of Gardena. So it was Gardena to Gardena.
It's a Marine League show to start the game, no doubt about that. And we always go back to retro football in the city, and it seems like city football was born with the Marine League, but it was Banning and Carson. Here it's Gardena and Narbonne.
So the touchdown, and it's a 6-0 lead. See if they go for one or kick it. Are there kickers here today, Chuck? I think we're going to have a kick.
Yeah, the kicker's from Hawkins High School. I'm not 100% sure what happened to the jersey, but that's from Hawkins High School.
He drives it up, and he's got it. It's 7-0. I thought it was Brown that made the catch. You thought it was Redlew, huh?
Oh, I thought it was Brown, yeah.
Yeah, because they're on the PA, they said Redlew. I thought it was. Let's take a look. I think it's number 4. What do you think at home? There's the catch in the back of the end zone. This perhaps will give us the true angle. It's number 1. It's Redlew.
Still, all Marine League.
All Marine League.
We'll go Gardena to Pedro.
Beautiful day. Of course, we've had gorgeous weather all season long.
When I look at West LA College from a top like this, and you look at the surrounding area, it's a hidden gem. Coach Eric Scott, West LA College, thank you for hosting this game.
Yeah, the North with their first possession. They're going to throw it. Wide open down the field, some razzle-dazzle. Troy Cassidy, the coach, told us that might be coming. And it was Jones, the terrific athlete from University, that brought it in, number 2.
Love the week of practice for the North. I love Kamari Jones. Not only is he a nice, smooth, clean receiver, he's an absolute perfect gentleman. Love Jones.
The pass from the quarterback of Kennedy to Paston, the QB of.
Well, actually, it wasn't Mendez who threw the ball. It was actually a double pass.
Yeah, it was. It was the double pass. And here's a run on the outside. Good yardage there for Kevin Hawkins who's running the show, if the numbers are correct.
I think we had some jersey changes.
I think
that was Mendez.
That is Diego Montez, yeah.
Montez, and I'm apologizing for that, but Diego's had a great week of practice. Exceptional on the RPO, as you see there. Brilliant reading the holes. Wonderful job.
8 is Montez. 11 was Hawkins, so I do think it was Hawkins that ran it the last time. They drive it upfield. Quick run. Carrying the football, and again we've had some changes. Is Melvin Pineda of San Fernando.
Love the look of LA City football in these first couple of drives, execution, and things that you want to see out of these kids in a very abbreviated practice week. You could see why Kennedy has such a good football program, as the team is run by Troy Cassidy, phenomenal coach and staff, and his kids are a reflection of him.
He's got Montez as the quarterback. Diego's running the football to the end zone. Diego Montez, touchdown North. That didn't take long for Diego to get it right back, did it?
No, he's got a wonderful offensive line. He's playing in a system that he played in all year long, and obviously he's very comfortable in it.
I thought it was interesting they used Kevin Hawkins early in that series, number 11, the young man from Birmingham, who we're told was going to play defense in this game as a defensive end. He's like 250 pounds. He's a big kid, former ECR performer, but it was Montez that finished the drive and Hawkins that got it going.
Hawkins is one of those kids who comes in as a quarterback on a team that's got 4 on the roster and selfless, says, I'll play D-end, I'll play tight end, I want to play, I want to win. Good for him. That would be him at quarterback right now.
They're going for 2. Running for it, and they're in. They get the 2 points. 8-7 North.
And that's Hawkins. I mean, he's a tremendous football player. How many guys take the field and can play quarterback, tight end, and defensive end? A nice RPO fake on the touchdown, as you see, by Montez, and he's smooth. I love watching these kids perform at this level.
Yeah, and Diego Montez had 4 great years for the Kennedy Golden Cougars and brought that program to prominence, didn't he?
Well, he brought it to prominence. He was the leader of the team. He runs, he throws, but everything really runs through Troy, Cassidy, and that staff, and the consistency that they bring.
Speaking of consistency, our lead official today, Gil Correa, has been around a long time. One of our favorites.
Yeah, he is our best, and he's getting better at this game. As you could see, the kids are playing clean, and the game is moving fast.
South's turn, and they'll run the football. Able to turn the corner. Great speed there. That's Darnell Miller. We talked about him. He's the young man from Santee. And get these numbers. 3,000 plus yards. 3,296 to be exact. Average 235 yards per game and 43 touchdowns, 40 of them on the ground.
He's an amazing running back, and what amazes me is your ability to memorize those numbers. How do you remember that? I forgot his jersey number.
Especially since they're changing on the fly here, some of them. See if they go back to Miller. That might have been a missed handoff. Martinez running to the near side. And you can see this quarterback, Kevin Martinez, has elite speed.
Didn't really think that he would be that guy when we heard about him and watched him on film. Obviously, he makes big plays with his feet, but that was nice speed. Got around a defensive end who, that's Hawkins, and that's a pretty good athlete. Quarterback, outrunning quarterback.
Well, both teams have had the ball once, and they've scored. That's always a nice sign. Good offensive start to this game. 5 minutes into the opening quarter, 7 minutes left. Some of the rules here, Chuck, any differences our fans should look for?
Well, the defense is really limited to zone coverages and 5-man pass rush. The 5th rusher has to come from inside of the tackle box. So the teams really know how to prepare during the week. So the offenses could be a little more fluid on Saturday.
Deep throw, wide open target again. These receivers are getting open. Nice grab downfield. Shackelford brought it in. We saw him play for Crenshaw this year.
Shackelford and Lewis, 2 phenomenal receivers on a great program that went to the city title game. We don't have to lie. I love Crenshaw. I'm a homer for Crenshaw, and I love those kids. And we got Kai Wheeler out here as well. great offensive and defensive linemen from the Shaw.
Yeah, number 77 is Wheeler. Roger Shackelford with that marvelous grab. He's just listed as an athlete, and we saw him play great all over the field against Cleveland in a big win for the Shaw, who went to the city finals this year. Martinez looking to sling it again. Another completion.
Completion by number 6.
First and goal. They're driving the football again. That one was reeled in nicely by Lewis.
That's a pretty good pass-catching pair from that school. We saw them in September, and we were both easy to proclaim. They're going to be a force to reckon with, and some of their best players are juniors.
Yeah, that's Deontay Lewis. He was the best receiver for the Cougars on a team that really overachieved. Not a lot of people thought Crenshaw would get to the finals. Had the huge win, except for Chuck. Chuck said they might get there. They had that big win over Birmingham in the semis.
Yeah, not a changing of the guard yet, but definitely a big step in that direction. Huge win for Crenshaw. Birmingham will be back.
Carson went on to win the city title. South looking to score again. There's the pass into the end zone. This is caught. Touchdown. Roger Shackelford reeling it in. There he is, the man from the Shaw. You're having fun. You love this.
I love it. My alma mater doesn't have any players in the game for some reason.
That's
they didn't
Hamilton.
want to. Hamilton. So it's all about Crenshaw. But this year we were able to identify with programs on the rise. University and their coach Brian Robinson, Marquez, an LA City championship team, Southgate, and looking at Fremont High School and the schools that are really populating this game shows that the city football is getting better every year.
Here's our Hawkins kicker. Without the number. Drilled the first one. And accurate on the second one as well.
So, Randy, we got a lot of coaches coming to support the kids. Terrence Whitehead is here from Crenshaw. So here's the replay, and as you can see from the drone footage, how poorly that zone coverage worked.
Well, they've only had a couple practices. What do you expect? How about that delivery from the quarterback, Kevin Martinez? By the way, I believe the kicker is Muskamp, Zaire Muskamp, because he's the only guy from Hawkins on my roster. He's got to be the kicker, right?
I can't confirm or deny, but I'll explain the roster and the jersey situation briefly.
Well, it's the time for the North to try to bounce back. North in the white, the South in the blue.
I believe the quarterbacks are rotating series, and the other quarterback is the Eagle Rock superstar, and I believe it's Liam Paston.
Paston, yeah, he had games, a lot of games, 5, 6 touchdown throws for Andy Moran, who's here today watching his quarterback perform. That was Jose Rosas, the fine running back from Arleta, played for the Mustangs. Had nearly 1,400 yards on the ground this year, did Rosas. He was terrific. Arleta, a very strong team year in and year out in the East Valley League. Their power run and quite a collision there. The point of attack. There's some hitting going on. You can see they're fired up, especially on the south side. Number 12, Johnson.
Well, that's a San Pedro rock-solid tackle right there. Textbook and everything you want to see about it. A rap, coached by Corey Walsh, whose father, Bill Walsh. Mike Walsh, sorry.
Bill Walsh
has
is
passed
pretty
away.
good, too, yeah.
Yeah, they're all on the same coaching tree, I think.
Yeah, I think
it's a Walsh tree. But you see why that kid's a good tackler and why that program's so great. And earlier this week, I got to spend time with Andy Moran from Eagle Rock. Easy to see why they're so good year after year.
Third down and 2. What a hit that was by Derek Johnson, DJ. We have flags, obviously. South came offside. That's going to cost them 5, and it's going to give the North a first down.
You see the rules for this game. They allow a lot of change of possession. We don't waste time. The kickoff elimination plays a great factor in safety and speed of the game, and these kids understand this is a showcase. It's not an opportunity to try and put somebody else out of the game.
Paston's throw to the far side. Again, Liam Paston is a very accurate thrower out of Eagle Rock. Had 62% of his passes, 3,000 yards, 36 touchdowns on the season for Liam Paston. One thing about the North in white. They have the great quarterback play, don't they? They have Montez, Paston, Hawkins. You can go round and round with their QBs.
And the fourth from Van Nuys. They've got 4 good quarterbacks, all kids that can throw it and lead an offense. And it was great to spend time with them and see them out there this week.
Second down and about 11. They lost a yard on the first pass. There's that quick draw up the middle. It's a nice gain. That one baffled the defense. Beautiful run there. As you can see, coming off the field, number 22, carrying it for the North. That's Dean Rosales of Granada Hills. Again, you look at the numbers for these Granada Hills runners. He had 1,700 yards this year, 16 touchdowns.
Plays in a great football program run by Bucky Brooks, and out here he's running behind a really nice offensive line. Great group of kids. They had another great offensive lineman that went out early in the week from Palisades, but there is great football here in the city. I guess we have a timeout here we'll just call it the All-Stars took a timeout, but it gives you a chance to recognize some of the people, Randy, that make this possible. Dexter Levy, a 1982 graduate of Crenshaw High School. Carlos Flores, 1999 graduate of Palisades High School. And Daniel Schwartz, an 82 University High grad.
Now we're going to meet Jenna Percio. She's got a nice interview for us.
Yeah, I'm down here with Tony Crittenden. He is the football assigner for the LA City section. Tony, tell me a little bit about how important and critical these games are for individual athletes.
Again, what a great showcase for these athletes to be able to come out here, and for those that haven't been recruited to get another look, to put together some good film, and actually to develop some camaraderie with players they've been playing against for the last 4 years.
And since you're so accumulated with the LA City section, tell me, who are your North and South players to watch?
So for the North, I'd like to see the quarterback from Eagle Rock, Liam, and then for the South, the running back from Santee, Darnell. So again, I've officiated a few games with those players and like to see what they do against other players of their same caliber. So exciting to be here.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Send it back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Jenna. Fourth down play, and they keep struggling with those snaps. But that surge looked to be good enough for the first down.
Again, they're not. They are in a position where they can play a goal line defense with fourth down and less than 2 yards to go. But the linebackers are standing, and good offensive linemen get under the pads and drive it. And I said I was impressed all week with the North offensive line.
So that's Kevin Hawkins wearing number 12 out of Birmingham. Big physical guy. Quarterback who is a bruiser. Threw for over 1,000 yards. Rushed for about 1,000 yards for the Patriots. Mentioned it. He started his high school career at El Camino. Here's Paston stepping up. Check down there. Paston is a very smart, clever quarterback. Able to find Carmelo Colon out of Mendez.
I think when you check down in a game like this, if you can hold it just a little bit longer against these zone defenses, when you've got 3 and 4 receivers going deep, eventually there's going to be some separation. He just needs to get enough time to let those receivers get downfield. Love the quarterback, love his check downs. His feet are good, really good for a young kid.
Very late in the opening quarter. The ball is out. The South's all over it. Well, that's the kind of mistakes you'll see in an all-star game like this. The South gets it. Peace with the recovery.
Yeah, I don't know that I want to call that a mistake. I just think that was actually a great hit. The 2 fumbled snaps in a row from the quarterback, those may be mistakes, but Randy, look at this hit. I mean, there's a little bit of a lane, but here comes your linebacker, and boom, head right on the ball. That's Miller. No, Johnson from San Pedro.
With the hit.
Great hit.
Peace with the recovery.
That's a Marine League hit. That's our Marine League hitter out there.
The King Drew recovery, though, from the linebacker Peace. First down, 49-yard line of the North. The South with great field position. Miller drives it inside the 45 with those legs churning. In fact, it's a new running back that's checked in. It was Samoya of Poly, if it was number 4. I thought it was number 3, but it was 4 that carried it. And that concludes the opening quarter. Boy, they're checking these players in and out. They're also checking the scoreboard because it's been lit up after the first quarter here at West LA. It's the South leading 14-8. Today's game is presented by Lee's Tire and Service. Complete parts and service. Get more for your buck. By Red West Pizza, salad, pasta, and much more. By Corner Escrow. Also, CDWS Career Day Worldwide. By Top Tax Pros. And by the USC Credit Union. Really amazed by that early razzle-dazzle play by the North. With the quarterbacks combining, Montez and Paston, and then to throw it downfield. The execution level very high. Because of it, we're seeing some nice offense. But the South, they've come up with big plays. And Elias Redlew, the wide receiver, has been glorious early on for the South. Another opportunity, 2nd down and 2. Montez stepping up and throwing the deep ball. Incomplete at the end zone. A near miss. Diving low to the ground, trying to bring it in was Davis.
I love the no penalty call on that. At the end of the day, the clean part is, look, it's a great throw. It's a great effort. There's a little contact, but not enough to throw a flag. And, yeah, it's a ball he could catch.
I thought Jaden was going to make the grab. Jaden Davis made 5 touchdowns this last year at Jefferson High School. Nice to see a Jefferson Democrat in the game. Jefferson not getting a whole lot of love in recent years.
But they've got players, and when we want them in the game, and it's great to see him. Had a tough time getting to practice early in the week, but made sure he got there when it counted.
3rd down and short. Dance to the outside. Tough to get outside against the speed, but you love the effort of number 4 of the South. Again, he's a solid running back for the South. That's Brown. Thought he caught the touchdown earlier this game, but it was his friend from the Marine League, Redlew. Brown out of Gardena.
Really good slot receiver, jittery tailback, can play on the corner, comes into the game as an athlete, and you can see during the week they're able to identify where they can help this team. So many athletes.
By the way, the South changed their entire jerseys prior to game. So these are new numbers for us. It's kind of fun, though. It keeps our level very high, trying to identify them as they play. Stepping up. Run downfield. Good yardage. Like the run there. Battle with it. Number 8.
You can see the quarterback, Randy. He's really got his eyes downfield the whole time. When nobody breaks open, he tucks it away, secures the ball, takes what he can, goes down. Probably takes on a little too much contact, but really nice job. And again, in an all-star game, he is a kid that didn't play quarterback, at Narbonne, but he's in here running their offense and doing a really nice job on 4.5 days practice.
2nd down and short. South looking to add to their advantage. Another strong run right up the middle. 1st down yardage and more.
I love the way Brown from Gardena runs the ball. He hits the hole hard. It's easy to run against a pretty set defense where there's no blitzing, and you really are giving the advantage here to the O-line, but he hits the hole with such power and force, makes a really good plant and goes to the opening.
Well, Akia Brown, who we saw run it so well there, played linebacker a lot this year. So he's tough when he has the football in his hands. He's not going to shy away from contact.
You always think quarterbacks make great safeties because they see the game from a different side. That's pretty much your linebacker tailback. They're looking at mirrors.
Another great opportunity for the South All-Stars. Again, the series is tied at 1 apiece. LA City Gridiron Classic. Brown takes the pitch, and they're waiting for him this time. He just can't wiggle free. And in mass, the North Stars are there, and they are led by number 55, James Montez of Kennedy. The cousin, right?
Cousin.
Yeah.
couple Montezes from Kennedy, and I look at the officials and why don't they blow the whistle and why don't they protect him better in an all-star game? But he breaks tackles, he fights through tackles, he gets loose, and they had to let him go.
Here's our guy, Gil Correa.
75 blue, 10 yards. Repeat the down.
Does he have a great voice or what?
Yeah, I've never heard him sound like that. I mean, he's got a nickname of Little Penny because it goes back to the old commercials back in the Penny Hardaway days, and you know the way he talked. Hey, Chucky.
Well, there are game officials led by Gil. There's the rest of the crew. One backs the South up, 1st and long.
How about Kirk and Julie Brungard watching the game again from Minnesota?
They love us, don't
Our
they?
national audience. We've got an award named after Kirk for after the game.
Martinez lofting it downfield. And it was dropped. That's a ball that should have been caught. Into and out of the hands of Shackelford of Crenshaw.
Crenshaw guys don't drop passes. Let's go to the replay. No, just kidding you.
Well, we are, and we'll see why Roger let this one loose.
I love the quarterback. He lets go. Only his guy can catch it, and yeah, he might have had a hand in his face. Crenshaw guys don't make mistakes.
All right, you're going to bail him out any way you can. Well, Roger Shackelford's an outstanding player. And again, played for the city runner-up Cougars of Crenshaw High School. Carson again won the title, and they were the best team this year, led by Chris Fields, a junior quarterback that'll be in this game next year. Martinez again, stepping up. Still looking to throw the ball, and does, and just missed. Gonzalez, that running back out of Narbonne, and he was available. Damien found an open area. Had the ball been thrown to him accurately, it might have been a score.
Randy, do you like the action in this game?
I love this, the back and forth.
Yeah, is it too offensive? Do we need to change the rules a little bit?
No, you're fine. We still have 8 minutes to go in the half, and they're stopping the clock here on the incompleted pass.
Well, they're doing it the right way. You know, we like a fast game, but we don't want to cheat the kids on time. But we do want to get out of here in the 2.5 hour mark or a lot less than that. Keep our viewing audience entertained, which you always do. But people don't love long games. They just want to be done with it.
That's why I love the fact that we don't have replay slowing up everything. This Gardena quarterback again throwing it up into the air, and this one's going back the other way. The interception brought in by Herrera Van Nuys. Carlos Herrera.
And again, a football program, Van Nuys High School, had a great season. Got beat early in the playoffs by a great team. But against the zone, you hang the ball and the safety high points it. Probably the one place you don't want to go late is right down the middle of the field.
Think about Troy Cassidy teams, and he's the head coach for the North today out of Kennedy High School. His teams are always astute, execute to the max, just normally don't make mistakes, and they make big plays on defense, and we just saw that there.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful, high pointing of the ball by the safety, and I think a poor decision by our quarterback, but he'll learn from it.
Run up the middle from Melvin Pineda of San Fernando. Great to see the Tiger program back playing well.
It really
They won a championship this year.
It really does seem like the clocks are being turned back with a Crenshaw-Carson championship in the Open. Cleveland and San Fernando in the Division I championship. Southgate and Marquez is the new school, but Southgate's got tons of tradition. We're coming back, Randy.
Good to see. Speaking of coming back, see the running ability of that quarterback. Again, Diego offensively threw for a tremendous amount of real estate, close to 2,000 yards, but he ran for over 1,000 yards, and he ran for 17 touchdowns for the Golden Cougars of Kennedy.
He's a great leader. He's a great communicator. He's an athlete. He's really what you want to see as a quarterback, and he's not short. He's just a hair under 6 feet, but he's a great leader. And when you get to an all-star game and you meet 30 kids from different teams or 35 kids in a week, and they gravitate to you, you're a leader.
Now to 6 minutes left in the half. Montez to the air, and this one is intercepted the other way. It's going to be a touchdown back the other side. What an effort. What a great play indeed. A tremendous score for Johnson. This guy's a solid player. We talked about him before. DJ Derek Johnson out of San Pedro.
Well, they're a team that probably could have won a city title last year, made a deep run this year, consistently one of the best programs. It starts with coaching and consistency, but it doesn't hurt to have studs like him. And he did the same thing that just happened to their program 3 downs ago. Don't throw the ball late to the middle of the field against a 3-deep zone.
Another guy that ran the ball effectively for the Pirates this year. It's hard to believe the Pirates finished up under 500 for Coach Walsh. You think of them as a city power, and they started off with some big wins, but they kind of tailed off down the stretch. And again, Carson in that Marine League was just too good. Extra point. See, they don't rush the kicker in this game. And I think they may try this again. There was no indication of whether it was good or bad. Gill will get it sorted out.
Honestly, you know where I am with the referees. There is no time for this in a game like this.
Well, we had a false start on the offense. And
I didn't see it. I'd love to see the replay, because if it was a twitch and we got a penalty on a twitch, I'd be like, why are we doing that? What's the point? Right?
They called it.
Gil Correa.
He's
AKA.
just trying to make Muschamp his extra point a little bit longer, and we think it's Zaire. Didn't have his number on. Kick's got the distance, but he missed it. So it'll remain a score of 20-8. The South is leading.
Well, here was the interception, and, you know, he's not looking at the safety. He's looking at the receiver inside the corner, but misread the coverage, didn't even look at the safety at that point in time.
I know you're going to pick an MVP later, but Derek Johnson, he's right in the mix early. He's made a statement in the first quarter plus.
That's him and your Mendez quarterback right now. Can change, but right now they're your leaders.
You mean Montez?
No. Yeah, I mean Montez, and I'm sorry because I love the kid. Thanks for correcting me.
No problem. Yeah, I know you know who he is. Let's take a look at this PAT. Definitely hit it hard enough. Oh, it hit the left upright. On this bright sunny day in Culver City, California. 20-8. Remember, there's no kickoffs. So they'll just place the ball down. It's been a very splendid offensive display. First big turnover by the North really cost them there, and it was a direct touchdown for Johnson bringing it back. So let's see what the offense of the North can produce this time. They have not been poor at all. They've been able to move the ball. There's a short gain up the middle. There are times today, Chuck, I know you have other duties to do because you're like running this game. You'll get off the headset, you're talking to people, you're active.
You know, I love this game. The first 2 years, we did this as a tape delay, and we filmed the game, and then we put it together after the fact with the play-by-play. And that was great because it was really helpful to be down on the field, manage the games, the coaches, really help the game move along, make sure the players, and yeah, it's great to be up here with you. I love it.
Now, number 10 is Muschamp. Do you think he's the kicker with the white? He may not be. He's the kid from Hawkins.
Hawkins added a kicker, and
so it probably wasn't Muschamp. Then you're saying it's kicking someone else. Anyway, there's a run for the North, and Dean Rosales of Granada Hills, and again he had a tremendous season. 9 games with 100-yard plus rushing total.
You know, Randy, the people that run this game are volunteers, and we're all one team. And in a team, the one thing you don't do is point the finger. But Dexter Levy, where is that paperwork from the South team and that kicker from Hawkins? Now I got to run down. I'm overweight, and I got to find out his name and get it up to Randy.
They're just trying to work you out so you can shed some pounds.
Yeah, they're going to kill me. Oh, my God.
How much fun have we had on this package this year, Chuck?
It's been fun. The highlight of my fall.
There's a highlight pass reeled in by Kennedy Cleveland. Kennedy Cleveland with the catch.
That's a great call by the official. We don't want to be over officious, but he may be thrown out of the game for that penalty. We said personal fouls and flagrant fouls are going to be immediate ejection, and that helmet to helmet's probably going to eject them. And why we have a break in the action, and
We
they're
have
going
a
to
personal foul on blue, illegal helmet contact.
You don't think Gil's got a deep voice? Okay, go ahead.
I think he should be ejected from the game based on the rules of the game, and I don't want to see kids ejected for good football plays, but we really have to be in a position to protect the kids in this game.
Yeah, it is helmet to helmet, no question about it. A little late indeed for the defender from the South. And an opportunity for the North to get right back into the hunt. Under 2 minutes to play in the half. A rapidly moving first half. And a timeout for the moment.
I don't know that they're going to milk the clock intentionally, NFL and NCAA style, but it'd really be nice to see them get on the board just before the half and make this a really competitive one-score game at the half. Offensively, both teams are moving the ball well. Quarterbacks have made some great plays, but they've made some equally poor decisions. People don't want to hear an announcer who's brutally honest, but, these kids are all-stars. They're the best in the city, and the criticism and hearing it hopefully is constructive and doesn't hurt feelings of them or their family members. Again, if they weren't great kids and great football players, they wouldn't be in the game. So, yeah, I love the people that work with us. I love the LA36 crew and the fact that Brett Stye made this all happen. And I probably have to let Brett know that just a couple minutes before the half, we said to him, thank you for all you do for these kids. Can't wait to present the Brett Stye MVP Awards after the game and reflect what really is a blue-collar football LA City achievement. Brett Stye, thank you.
And the North would like to thank him with a touchdown right here. Establishing that ground game. Once again, it's Pineda running the football. Melvin Pineda from San Fernando.
Yeah, and Melvin's a great two-way football player, big back, middle linebacker, not afraid to stick his nose in there from either side of the ball. We're approaching a minute to go, and they're really in a good field position spot right now with a couple of timeouts remaining.
They do need to score, though, to carve that deficit down. Pressure and a sack. That's a furious rush. Coming through for the South was Castro to make the sack.
North taking a timeout here, and as you see, he doesn't have great pad level, but goodness, he gets in there quick, and the big tackle start. You got to move your feet.
Edward Castro of Southgate. We saw him earlier this year. What a year for Southgate. They win a city championship, Chuck, D1, and they beat Marquez, what was it, 63-58 in the championship game.
Unbelievable game. Coach Cisco at Southgate does an unbelievable job, and great to have them. They've really energized the city. They have a following of people that used to be just isolated to Garfield and Roosevelt, but Southgate, Huntington Park, Legacy, they're bringing up the east side and the northern side of the city in a really fabulous way.
And Doug Bledsoe's defense make a play for the South. Or will Troy Cassidy's offense take it into the end zone? Inside screen there.
Randy, who are our halftime guests? Who do we have interviews with Jenna set up with?
Well, I don't know. That was Kamari Jones with the catch. Maybe Kamari. No, I know you have.
I'd love to get
Vicky Lagos. Is she here?
Love to get Vicky Lagos,
the commish.
The head coach at West LA, Eric Scott, is here, and what he's doing for hosting this game with the LA City section. He's a former Crenshaw High quarterback. Eric Scott coached football.
Did I say Vicky Lagos? I think she's standing by with Jenna. Let's go downstairs.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, and with Vicky Lagos, she's the commissioner of the LA City section. Vicky, tell me a little bit about what this game means for these athletes in a way that they're able to be represented like this.
Yeah. It's a great opportunity. It gives some of them their last chance to one time get on the field. It gives an opportunity maybe for some of the JCs in the area or other schools that haven't had a chance to look at them at one experience. And it gives them a chance to get together and meet some people that they wouldn't have known. Maybe the person that was your rival the last 4 years, now they become one of your friends, and now social media, you guys are all hooked up, etc. So it's a real fun experience. Even for the coaches, you can see they get excited. They're all into it, and I just really like to thank Chuck and all of his people for everything that they've done to make this possible for our students.
And this is just the third time that this game has taken place. So what are some of the ways that you want to see this All-Star game progress in years to come for the athletes?
I think that unfortunately not all the schools get involved, and so I think that that's something that I would really encourage all of our coaches to nominate a player, give them that experience. It's something that'll never be taken from them, and it's not, if they choose not to do it, they choose not to do it. But I would just like to see more schools represented too. I think is something that I would look forward to. But they do such a great job. They give them, food, they're feeding them and the practices and everything. And again, thank you to everyone, and especially the coaches who've given their time as well.
Thank you so much.
All right, thanks.
I'll send it back up to you guys.
The commish, we love her.
She makes this happen. She is an absolute blessing to the LA City section as our commissioner. Thank you, Vicki.
Ball went over on downs, back to the south. Looking to matriculate down the field before intermission. It's not going to happen, though. That should really conclude the half. They did get a late timeout called. Ball goes over. There was a turnover here, so there'll be one shot for the North. Maybe some drama here, Chuck.
A Hail Mary to end the half from 30 yards out. Well, actually, it's only 24 yards out. So I know in the second half or at halftime, we'll hear from Eric Scott, the head coach of West LA, not only an all-city quarterback at Crenshaw and a coach here, the head coach at West LA. Eric Scott's coached at UCLA. He's coached at Nevada, Reno, San Jose State. Unbelievably gifted offensive mind. Great head coach, great recruiter. His brother Rodney Scott also went to Crenshaw, a little bit older. Played his first year at Crenshaw under Ron Price.
Who's that? Who's Ron Price?
That's Pops.
See,
that's the
Pop.
man.
How many years did your dad perform in the city? What, 50, 60 years?
7 different decades, 61 years.
61 years, mostly as an offensive line guy, though, right? He loved the offensive line.
As a head coach who focused on offensive line for sure. Yeah. Like the big fellas. Understood them.
Yeah, I always felt like if you had a great offensive line, you had a great football team, and it was one of the hallmarks of Ron Price. All right, what do you want to see on this Hail Mary? How do you diagram a play where you know you're going to throw it down into the end zone? You try to load up to one side?
Well, in these rules, which really are supposed to make it an offensive game, and you force the defense to play zone, prevent defense plays right into their hands, right? They'll line 6 guys up against the back of the end zone, put 4 probably at the 10-yard line, rush 1. Who knows? And then they'll start letting people come from second levels, but I don't know that the defense has diagrammed it as much as the offense has.
Well, it is the North that caused the late turnover. They're down 20-8. North and white. 8 is that dynamic quarterback, Diego Montez of Kennedy. Let's see if he can work a little magic. See if Montez, who kind of reminds you of a Baker Mayfield type.
I think Jones from Uni, and here it is.
Here is the Hail Mary.
Touchdown.
You got the
Kamari Jones.
How do you do, Kamari Jones of University? And you know that Southgate won the city title on a Hail Mary, and boy, does that make this second half interesting. That closes the gap to 20-14. A short but beautiful Hail Mary.
Called in advance by Chuck Price, who said, what about our big player with the Dodgers? 3 home runs and with the winning pitcher.
Yeah, we were on the air, and you predicted before the game that Shohei would hit 3 homers in that game against the Brewers, and you were right. To carve the deficit down to 5.
Who is your North MVP right now? Is it Jones or is it Montez? And I won't call him Mendez ever again. Montez and Jones, they're battling it for the MVP right now.
Look who's kicking. Liam Paston, the quarterback of Eagle Rock. Pretty strong leg, and he's got it. And Paston. So at the break, at the half, it's 20-15. This is music to the North's ears. Kamari Jones with the circus catch at intermission. 20-15. Despite this touchdown, the South has the lead. We'll be back after this. Today's game is presented by Lee's Tire and Service. Complete parts and service. Get more for your buck. By Red West Pizza. Salad, pasta, and much more. By Corner Escrow. Also, CDWS Career Day Worldwide. By Top Tax Pros. And by the USC Credit Union.
Yeah. He's out?
No, I'm saying great job.
I thought
even though they're out,
sorry,
they lost.
You say maybe they're out. Got it. Sorry. I thought I was like, oh man, they let him go. That's how fleeting.
I thought my hearing was the only thing that was going.
My apologies.
No, you never have to apologize. It's time for Point Counterpoint. Always an exciting topic on SoCal Prep Report. So Tariq Fatal, what's the biggest story, since this is the end of the year, in the calendar year, what's the biggest story this season in prep sports?
The money, man. I mean, I have to say it. It was a nice little feather in my cap. I broke the story. We had Brett Stye, the money man, on my show, Fatal Factor. He talked about paying football players and families to play high school football. It's something we've known has happened for years, decades even, right? You know, in one way, shape, or form. And yet here's this man saying 50 grand plus expenses, you know, house, well, I'll pay for tuition, all on the record, all, you know, for the public to hear. And that certainly was a story that I think will be talked about for years, because finally someone came forward and said, yeah, this is happening. And it's happening at a lot of different places. Now, the way he does it is quite sloppy, but there are people that still do it. And that, to me, is a story that's going to live on quite well. I think it was, not to mention Bishop Montgomery shutting down their season and all those kids becoming ineligible. So quite the story with many layers.
Can't argue with it. Tark might have the right side on this one, but I want to give some shout-outs again, using that word extensively today. Certainly Carson Palmer. You know, I want to keep it on the field. Palmer out of the pro ranks in the NFL to do a great job in football. But the other one, I think the story of the year is Braden Burries of Roosevelt Eastville, the basketball player, magnificent senior year. They had a tight game against Notre Dame in the finals of the CIF Southern Section. He erupted in the second half to make it a little easier for his Roosevelt team to win. Then they go to the state final against Reardon, Archbishop Reardon. He scored, 44 points. I'm boring Tark now with normal high school stuff. Braden Burries, the story of the year.
So you're okay.
I took a different route.
Yeah, you did.
Completely.
You did.
Not
so
a good
you
route.
Like the story of the year of 2025, not like the prep year. You know, that was last prep year. You know, it's December.
But it happened in March.
So okay. I was under the impression story of the football, story of the year, this football year.
They both count.
I didn't know you meant the calendar year.
I said the calendar year.
Did you?
Hey guys, did I say calendar year? Nobody's listening back there.
Honestly, I'm having a hard time. I'm running on fumes, man.
I think
I'm sure you did, because I'm halfway here. So right now.
Well, you're right there. And he looks good today. I think.
Physically,
by the way, I like that.
No, you might have
sweater.
said calendar year. You might have said, but I was under the assumption you meant best football story of the year, because we're talking about the wrapping up of football.
So I did mention Carson Palmer. Does that count?
Yeah, of course.
Just
but
edit.
Then,
we're going to edit in the show right now. Edit out the Braden Burry stuff. I'll go with Carson Palmer.
No, it's fine. I'm not.
I want to
hammer
appease
you.
Tark. Speaking of Tark Fatal, let's talk about Tark's factors. The Tark factor, the Fatal factor. All right, I'm going to get a couple of topics here, and I just want
rapid fire a little bit.
It's as much as you want. We got about 8 minutes left.
Okay.
Top high school player this season in football. Obviously, Trent Mosley.
Oh yeah, for me, player of the year guy is Trent Mosley. However, I want to give an honorable mention it's got to be Lenny Ibarra.
I agree
Like
with you.
1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving, more than 100 tackles, 4 interceptions, Division II champion. Pretty good year in regard to impacting
and
your team.
kickoff returns. He does everything.
Come on, man. Impacts winning on both sides of the ball at a very high level. Pretty good.
No, Lenny Ibarra would be maybe my guy.
Yeah, that's like.
And Mosley missed time.
When we're talking, so that's the hard part is the games played. So that's why it's hard not to pick Ibarra. My last add on Ibarra is the fact that when you're talking about the high school football player of the year, he's probably it. In regard to level and prospect, Mosley's special. It's a toss-up.
Okay, next question on here. I have your team of the year.
Ooh. I'll go Rio Hondo Prep.
Really?
Yeah, just three years in a row. It's almost that same team. So it's almost like the team of the last 3 years.
Over Santa Margarita?
Yeah, because I'd give Palmer like coach of the year. I don't know if you're gonna ask me for coach of the year, but team of the year. Hold on. Here's why. Santa Margarita. Let's not put halos on Santa Margarita. They had themselves some imports. Catawanga's an import. Vandermaid's an import. Like they had some.
Fafita's an import.
Thank you. That's Fafita's an import.
He went there to play for his uncle.
So my point being is like. Team of the year to me is Rio. They're like, there's no transfers, a true team, a community team, 3 CIF championships in a row, beat Redondo Union, beat all these kinds of big public schools. That's the team of the year. Santa Margaritas are great. They accomplished a lot, but they had some help.
We just woke Tarek up. He got fired up. He was
but are you with me on that?
You were drowsy.
I need to know if you're with me.
I like Pacifica.
Okay, that's a better pick than Santa Margarita.
No, they were undefeated until the state final. All right, next, who will be great next year? Who's your top team next year?
Ooh, Pacifica's probably a good pick.
Lee's coming back.
Phelps and Lee. Isaiah Phelps is their guy.
I know.
They'll be pretty good, and I actually think St. John Bosco will be pretty good. So I really like the Pacifica pick. They bring back their quarterback and their best player.
But you don't think they're going to be better than this Trinity League team?
No,
you just think in their area they're going to dominate.
I think they'll be like right there in D2, D3.
Okay. Since we're ending the season right now, and Tarek loves basketball, there was a huge event in prep basketball, which you mentioned could happen last week. A guy by the name of Jason Crow playing for his dad. He's junior, senior's the coach at Inglewood. Now the all-time leading scorer in Southern California history. And you were there.
Yeah, I was there. Gosh, I forgot our show. Yeah, anyway. I think we were, okay, I know what happened last week. Yes, he was there.
We taped early. We can tell people.
Yeah, okay, I was going to say, we taped early before it happened. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, man, 3,600 and some points. He passed Tunde Yesufu. 21 years. It took someone to break the top scoring record. Tunde Yesufu finally did it. Only 9 months later, Jason Crow Jr. comes along and does it.
Didn't Jared Lucas do it a few years before
Southern section.
Okay, he was Southern section.
We're talking about the state.
Okay, but it does remind me of Jared Lucas and his dad, Jeff Lucas. Very similar relationship.
No, that's good. No, like at the section level, yes. This is California. Okay. So, yeah, Jared Lucas, yeah.
Gary McKnight is next up on our docket here.
9 million wins.
No, just 1,300. That's what he reached. That's an unreal total. It's second all-time historically anywhere.
And he's
obviously
got a long way to
#1
go.
in California. Huh?
He's got a long way to go.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
He's got about 30 victories to go.
I think it's more than that.
No, I got it written here.
For what, California or all time?
All time.
Oh, I thought it was more
than
than that.
He's #1 in California. He's #2 all time. Got you on this one. Finally.
Did you wite down who the #1 guy is?
Yeah, I do. I got it right here.
It's from the guy from
Robert Hughes.
From like DeMatha or something.
No.
Oh.
Texas.
Okay.
Now, here's the number, if I wrote it down right, 1,333.
Okay.
So
something about that doesn't seem right. But
I'm thinking McKnight's going to have about 13, 15. He'll need about 18 wins next year.
He's going to, yeah, their team is, they don't have a very good team this year.
No, that's why I don't think
he might need 2 seasons. That's a good call. He's probably going to need 2 seasons and a couple playoff wins. So their team might be like, they could drop down to like 2 AA, maybe 1, and get a few other playoff wins. Maybe qualify for the state playoffs.
But it's hard to imagine 1,300 wins. That's insane, don't you think?
No, it is. It is, yeah. I mean, I think it's more than that for some reason. I don't know why I think that number's not. I think he's way, yeah. But it sounds like you're right. I don't know.
Why would I lie?
I'm not saying you're right. Where did you get it from?
Online, which is no guarantee.
I don't know. No, you probably got the right info. I thought it was another guy, but you're good.
Program reminder on this beloved LA36 channel. We got to finish up this calendar year with football, right? We have the Gridiron Classic All-Star Games, West LA College. Girls flag football, north-south at noon. And as you can see, same alignment at 2 o'clock. And I know you love the Kennedy quarterback that's playing in the boys' game.
Diego Montez. Yeah, there's going to be some good city section players. I recommend everyone get out there. West LA College. That's this Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, get out there for the 2 games. Have a little fun. Maybe there'll be a little food there. I don't know if they have, like, concessions or, like, a food truck out there or anything like that.
I haven't been there in a long time. I will be calling the games. I have Darren Fitzgerald, the coach at Verdugo girls, doing the girls' game, and Chuck Price will do the boys' game. Of course, Chuck worked with us our football package.
Okay, cool. No, I mean, it sounds like a good team, and they'll be good. Who are the coaches?
I haven't written it down yet.
Got it.
Darnell Miller's going to play in the game, though, the fine running back from Santee who had well over 2,000 yards this year.
Is Jim Rose coaching?
No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I don't think so. So that's it. Done with the list.
Hold on. Grab,
no, don't
can you
throw
reach that?
yet. We got about 45 seconds.
Hold on. Can you reach your paper?
Yeah, I can. I got to wrap this.
Okay.
You want me to throw on our final show?
Yeah, you do one toss. Let's see if you never toss.
Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Tarek,
I got nothing.
Gio, Larry, we had a fun year.
We'll see you in
We'll see you
in 2026.
See you next year.
First week of February.
Well, what's that old movie? Same time next year? Same time next year?
Let's see it. Come on.
Oh, you want me to throw it?
Yes.
This could be ugly. Not too bad. All right, your turn. Go ahead. Right on. All right. Tark is the winner. We'll see you next year. Enjoy the holidays. Twenty to 15 as we get set for the second half. Randy Rosenblum and the venerable Chuck Price, and some highlights, Chuck, from the first half from our aerial view.
Can we just zoom through the highlights and talk about Darren Fitzgerald doing the color earlier for the girls' game and how good he was?
Well, he's sensational. Everybody loves Darren Fitzgerald. The guy coaches like 4 sports at Verdugo Hills.
All-city quarterback, goes on to play at Glendale. His teammate Mark.
How about the highlights?
It's going to be replayed for the next 6 months. They'll be able to watch it, and they know that it's the same players making these great plays, and that's why they're all-star player of the game candidates. Great hit by our San Pedro linebacker.
You're out of breath because you've been running up and down the
hey,
stairs,
I'm
right?
fat. I'm way out of breath.
You're not that fat. Actually, I think you look good. You look trimmer. The number 13 there was Herrera from Van Nuys. And we're starting. We're underway in the second half. And again, this is a 2015 game. This All-Star game very much in doubt. 44 has been a stud so far today. Melvin Pineda out of San Fernando.
Yeah, by far one of the best kids in that entire league. Two-way player, old school, blue collar, literal nose for the football. Great linebacker for the high school level. Hard-running running back.
I want to see him get the ball to number 3, Kennedy Cleveland, at 75 catches this year at Fairfax. Well, Montez is going to stay on the ground with Pineda.
Kennedy Cleveland, though, played at Franklin High School, not Fairfax. Don't get those F's confused.
I said Fairfax, didn't I?
No, he played at Franklin, though, yeah.
Oh, I thought he was at Fairfax.
No, Kennedy Cleveland's Franklin. He really
You're right. Kennedy Cleveland is from Franklin. Your eyes are better than mine.
And ask my wife, it's almost impossible that I'm right. But on that one, I'm right.
There's a first for everything, right?
I went to Hamilton. I'm not right very often.
We're going to bring up Hamilton here in a moment. Here's a toss down the middle and another interception. Boy, does this hurt. This one really hurts. Scott is coming back the other way. Touchdown for Scott. A touchdown again for the Southern Stars. Another big pick six. Huge play.
Yeah, their jersey swap before the game didn't really help us call this game. That's for sure. But I guess that's
Scott. It's written in as Scott. That's who we believe it is.
That was number 16.
Yeah. Okay, here's how they renumbered. I'm telling you on the air here, and you go across, and there's
Scott. And on the original roster, where did Scott go to high school?
Well, we're not sure who the extra point is going to be kicked by either.
Yeah, I didn't get his name. The locker room was too far. We do know he's from Hawkins. This is the Hawkins kicker, and he's good on extra points.
He's been perfect so far today. I love these all-star games. You never really know who the players are. It's up, and he's got it.
You know, our Kirk, watch this play right here again. You know, our quarterback's got plenty of time, and he lofts it to a receiver and just doesn't really seem to see the underneath coverage. And, you know, he's got a nice-sized offensive line, but you can't throw the ball in the middle of the field if you don't have a clear look at what's underneath coverage.
Oh, the touchdown. What, a couple big interceptions for the South in this one, Chuck.
Right, and, you know, I love these kids to death, and they didn't like the number that they were assigned, and they did a jersey swap and left you and I at a disadvantage. And I said, hey, if you go with the numbers you were assigned, if you make a huge play, you're going to get a great broadcast value.
Well, they got some broadcast value out of it. It was Scott who scored the touchdown, and the North is lit up. This play's blown up on the far side.
Gives us a chance in a game like this to really see some great football players make great individual plays. Put the wood that time to Kamari Jones.
Well, Kamari's the guy that caught that touchdown at the end of the half. Really like him out of university.
Yeah, he's a great kid. He's the MVP right now for the North. Unless things change considerably, he's made great plays so far, and it does well with the ball. And again, I told you, met him early in the week. Felt he was an outstanding representative of a school, polite, a real gentleman, and a definite baller.
Second down at about a dozen after a loss of 2. Your pressure again. Pass over the middle. And that won't net enough for the first down, but a nice pitch and catch. And bringing it in was Kennedy Cleveland from Franklin.
There you go, Randy. Now we're zinging.
We're zinging it.
We're going to have some problems with the South as we go because they caused the headache, but they're ahead by 2 touchdowns. We're going to get the MVPs right early in the game, but we got a 2-score lead and some pretty clear favorites. We're both loving Johnson from San Pedro.
Oh, he's been great. Number 10 in blue. And you can see the offside there. That was pretty obvious. First to come over was Davis, 55.
We have encroachment on the defense. 5 yards. Repeat the down.
All I know is little Penny out here is trying to do a Barry White impersonation.
Well, he's got it down.
I'm not feeling it.
You're not? I am. I think it's good.
It's just not him. I feel like we need to redo his voice.
You think he's piping in that voice? Here's a pass to the near side. There's that man again, Kennedy Cleveland of Franklin. Boy, they love to throw the football, don't they, at Franklin High School?
Yeah, he had 1 million catches, as did his other receiver, who's also in the game. But that throw by Paston is really well timed. 1, 2, 3, boom. You let the receiver make some plays, and that's exactly what he did.
It wasn't 1 million catches. It was 75. It just felt like 1 million, right? He had 75 receptions for the Panthers this year.
But you remember everything, and I just wanted to sound like I did, and I rounded it up to 1 million.
Well, I can see that.
I'm excited for our interview with Zach MD of the Chargers. I think the Chargers are LA's team because they support the LA City kids.
They support this game, and we love it. Handoff trying to run wide, and that's not going to work for the North. Boy, it's tough to get outside laterally. And I know Rosales, who carried the ball, the young man from Granada, has got good speed, very quick. But the speed of that defense running from sideline to sideline.
I always felt this week the advantage that the South had was their team speed, the lateral movement.
Did you say the Chargers? Let's check in with Jenna. I think she's got a Charger employee.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm down here on the field with Zach MD. He is the Senior Director of Football Development for the Los Angeles Chargers. Zach, tell me a little bit about what this organization of yours does with the All-Star LA City Section football game.
Yeah, so it's the third year of the game. When it started back a couple years ago, we saw actually in the LA Times that it came out that a group was looking at putting something together for LA City. Traditionally, there had been an all-star game for LA City, years ago, and a lot of group that had played in LA City, coached in LA City, really wanted to rally behind and bring it back. So when we saw the article in the LA Times, I reached out, asked how we could help. So we've ended up sponsoring the game, helping pay for facilities, uniforms, everything they do in the lead up to this game to, really make it a, high-end experience for both the girls team that played before this and the boys tackle team as well.
And why do you guys choose to do that? And why is it so important for this LA City Section game to have sponsors like yourself?
Yeah, I think in general, obviously LA City, huge priority for ours. We work really closely with Vicky and her team from CIF, and they do amazing work. So for us, I think it's great to, give back to our communities, really, help amplify the game. For a lot of these kids, it might be, they might be playing college. This could be the last game they ever play in, but it's a really cool recap, highlight for the end of their season for, the school they represent, the communities they represent, and really like a, end of season celebration for them.
Thank you so much. I'll send it back up to you guys.
Young man from Narbonne with the fumble recovery, John Telly Mattil. We saw him earlier this year, and this is a turnover that really stings. It was an opportunity for the North after a nice pass combination got him downfield, and now we go back the other way for the South, and the quarterback Martinez is sacked. Kevin Martinez goes down. Furious pass rush from Jesse Macia, the middle linebacker from Birmingham, and he was not alone. Macia was the main guy, though.
And teammate Hawkins really with the big push to get it started. So that was a double Birmingham sack. And again, that's a quarterback playing defensive end and tight end. And just before that big play, I thought, Randy, they're down by 2 scores. They don't need to get a huge play on defense, but they got to keep the South out of the end zone. It needs to be a 2-score game or less going into the fourth. That was a huge sack to start the drive.
South with that 12-point lead. And they're content to run it on this occasion. Again, Hawkins in the middle of that defense, along with his teammate Macia, as coming upfield, running the football. Running it was Juan, number 21.
Juan played at Marquez, is that correct?
I believe so.
Marquez is a school like Fremont that's got 2 great kids in this game, and Marquez has been slowly climbing the ladder, and I think Fremont's going to do the same. They've got a USC-bound senior, but these 2 kids are just great human beings.
Yeah, Marcus Juan, just looked up his numbers, 1,202 yards for Marquez this year. Quick pass to the sideline, and running room. Another big play for the South Stars.
They won't
Lewis
catch them.
is on his way. Lewis, touchdown South.
Does the MVP conversation change a little?
I think. Lewis with the blazing speed.
Just a pitch and a catch, and if you can pitch it on time and let the receivers do the work, your athletes make the plays, and we see that time and time again.
Beyonce Lewis from Crenshaw, which makes Chuck smile. And we saw Lewis do so many amazing things this year for the Cougars.
And I see Terrence Whitehead down there earlier at halftime, and, quick conversation, but another reason. And by the way, I think our kicker from Hawkins, just because we have to get his name, he's going to win the Kirk Brungard Coaches Special Team Award. And I'm going to tell you why.
And you just jinxed him.
It's not about the kick. What's his jersey number look like, Randy? So here we go. Look at that 1-2-3 throw. get it in space, let these players make plays. No substitute for speed.
Lewis taking it to the house. Newell with the pass and the touchdown. Deontay Lewis. And the extra point, which missed. But this kicker's been pretty good so far today. So again, no kickoff. And no scrimmage from the 25.
3 scores in a game like this is going to be difficult. They're going to be throwing against a really soft zone, and deep balls just aren't going to work.
Montez on the run, heaving it downfield and out of bounds. Wanted to go to Mejia on that far sideline. Jimmy Mejia out of Marshall. Good defense there. You can see on the back end from number 22, Jones.
Good pressure. Love the fact that in an all-star game, we don't hit late. We really let the quarterback live to play another play. And people that watch this game on film, people that watch this game live, they love kids who respect the game and hustle, and loved watching that out of that South pursuit, that last play.
2nd down and 10. Montez quarterback draw, and he's wrapped up quickly. Did not open up. That's wonderful defense up front. Tally Mattil again, 54, that defender from Narbonne.
We loved Narbonne when we saw him against Santa Paula. We said Bledsoe is going to do a lot with this program. And, you know, I love the fact that these seniors are getting this experience coming off of what last year was a championship, but then the death penalty, so to speak. You know, had enough kids to field a team, and I'm glad that they're playing in this all-star game.
Final 2 minutes of the 3rd quarter. The South has added to their advantage. North struggling here to get the ball up the field, 3rd and long. Behind the chains. Montez protected better this time. Incomplete. Well, he lofted it down the field again, looking for the fleet-footed Kamari Jones.
I think he's going to the right kid, and I think he really threw a great ball. Unfortunately, throwing deep against the cover 3 corner who's got some experience and some savvy is going to always be difficult to do. That play looks a lot better against man coverage.
Yeah, he had Kamari Jones deep. Isaac Andrews, number 5, was out there, but the ball was overthrown, and it's a punting situation. We haven't seen a punt today, have we? I don't remember one.
No, this is number 1. Punt rules are you can rush no more than 6, but you could see the South will probably just sit back and watch the fake. They didn't work on a lot of punt block this week, or I would hope not.
Did they run into the kicker? It was close. No flag called. Thought they might get the penalty there. There was
you know, all-star games, we don't.
You don't call those, do you? Did he not run into the kicker?
It's an all-star game. He held him up. I didn't mean to do it. And the referee said, you know, I don't want Chuck yelling at us for over-officiating, which he can do. And then the LA36 and crew and Jeff Nathanson, they say, oh, that Chuck, he's too critical. And, yeah, I don't want to be a critical guy. I really just want to be transparent.
You should be. By the way, Victor Andrade, number 74, out of Bell, offensive and defensive lineman in that offensive line. He's one big man in that South All-Stars offensive front.
Just one of the kids you never really get to see if you can't put him on TV and showcase him. So Brett Stye, look at this, showcasing these kids.
Bad snap, and that's going to cost the South a lot of yardage there. Smartly falling on the football was Newell. It'll be 2nd down and long. Nasir Newell, the quarterback out of Manual Arts, played some tight end as well. But Newell's getting the nod here.
His coaches, Coach Horn at Manual Arts, told me what a great football player and person Nasir Newell was, and he hit it on the head. What a spectacular kid.
Back to the ground game. Upended for a nice gain, though. Nice run there from Juan. That's the young man we talked about earlier. He's cat quick. Tremendous talent. Marcus Juan out of Marquez, 1,202 yards, 13 touchdowns, and he caught a couple scores at Marquez this year.
Randy, as we narrow this thing down to the end of the third quarter, great news. Our uniformless kicker, Jose Herrera, Hawkins High School.
Jose Herrera, I'm going to write this down big.
Jose Herrera.
Who gave you that information?
Sideline information, which is hard to come by. Daniel Schwartz and
thank you,
Dexter
Daniel.
Levy. Thank you. I think it was Daniel. But Dexter, thanks for being a part of that group thread. Here's a kid who, for some reason, was at.
Got to take a break. We're after 3. We'll come back. We'll get the story right after this. 33-15 South. Today's game is presented by Lee's Tire and Service. Complete parts and service. Get more for your buck. By Red West Pizza. Salad, pasta, and much more. By Corner Escrow. Also, CDWS Career Day Worldwide. By Top Tax Pros. And by the USC Credit Union. We're set for the fourth quarter. I feel better now, Chuck, that we know the kicker is Jose Herrera.
He's an all-star. He deserves to be mentioned. He was at practice all week, and why he has no jersey, let's just blame Chuck Price for that.
There's a long heave incomplete. Again, this is Newell at quarterback, the young man from Manual Arts. Nasir Newell. Quarterback, defensive end, tight end, jack of all trades. Again, they're looking to air it out and get those big plays, and they've had a whole bunch of them throughout the afternoon here at West LA College, Wildcat Stadium. Lovely day. Happy holidays to all.
Yeah, we're rolling into night number 7 of Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas is a week away, and great to celebrate these kids around the holidays.
And how about a Happy New Year?
Coming around the corner as well. Let's get through the holidays, Randy, and some more good bowl games, but hopefully 2026 brings us a great high school package with the LA Unified.
Pressure on Newell, looking to create, and it's picked off. A North interception, and that is a welcome sight for the Northern Stars. Isaac Andrews of Fairfax with the interception.
I'm looking at it. I just don't know if that was Newell throwing the ball, and I think their jersey changes have kind of put them behind the counter on that one. So, but a great interception. Great kid, Isaac from Fairfax. Tremendous athlete, plays corner, safety, slot, plays running back. Super to have him in the game.
He's a tailback by trade at Fairfax, but a lot of players showing us that they can play numerous positions.
3 scores is tough to come back from. It's just great to see them still playing hard.
I want to see number 2, Kamari Jones, get the football. There's a pass to the far side, brought in nicely by Kennedy Cleveland.
I think he went to Franklin.
Panther. Yeah, I think he did, yeah. You're going to really nail me on that one all.
No.
You can't rub it in, right?
No, I'm not. I do not let it go. We don't point fingers in broadcasting.
Why not?
Randy, that's your error. No pointing fingers. Listen, the story I wanted to share is you get a kicker who's at practice all week. He works his butt off. He doesn't get a jersey. Doesn't matter. I'll go out there in a T-shirt and kick the ball. That's unselfish. That's a great football kid.
That's Jose Herrera. Here's the deep pass. That one's no good. Again, looking for Kennedy Cleveland.
But I love that fact that there's nobody open. He doesn't take a sack. He throws it where nobody can catch the ball. Not the defense either. But the beauty of it is he stops the clock. We live to play another play. Really nice, rangy quarterback. Obviously, he led a very powerful football program.
That's Kevin Hawkins you're talking about.
Sure, he's our D end. He's our tight end. He's Mr. Versatility, and he's just a great kid to have on the football field.
And he's hard to miss at about 260 pounds. How would you like to try to tackle him when he burrows forward? That's not an easy assignment.
And that break, I'm sure we're going to call that. They'll let him reset because it's an all-star game. Carlos Flores, who's the lifeblood. There's Barry White calling the penalty.
Offside.
Hernandez was the one that moved a little bit prematurely, the young man from Fairfax.
Carlos Flores, who was an all-city quarterback at Palisades in 97 and 98, is really the mainstay on this committee and a director of our all-star game. And he's based in Atlanta, but what he does for this game, but when you talk about a quarterback that was hard to tackle, he was the ultimate bruiser, leader, warrior, and we miss Big Carlos. We love you. We will see you at the gala in March.
When I think of this area, West LA, and this school, I think of Warren Moon, and I want to get back to that in a moment because I know you knew him from your days in Hamilton. There's a little check down and some good yardage for the North. 44 bringing it in. That's Melvin Pineda again.
And before we go to Moon, Carlos Flores was a quarterback at West LA College. Now I miss him even more.
How about Warren Moon? I saw him play in junior college here against Pierce. He had a young man, a receiver, Garrett, went with him up to Washington.
Leon Garrett, teammate at West LA. When West LA didn't even have a football field, they played their home games at Culver City High School just down the block. But I was the All-Western State Conference ball boy.
How old are you?
I'm a lot. I'm 100. But then I was only 9 or 10.
Here's a big fourth down play for Hawkins, calling his own number. I think he dove forward enough for the first down. Again, nobody really tackled him. The turf got him on that one. And he did get the necessary yardage.
And you know, we're not here to build people's resumes, but when you think about all city football players, older people like Dexter Levy, Daniel Schwartz, Carlos Flores, who are doing this just really because of their love for these kids, this game, and the time that they spent in the city. We want these kids on the field. We want their families to understand, you know, we're here for you. This is why we do this.
Hawkins remains in as the quarterback, and he will try to run it, and he's going to go down. They swarm in, 3 in the blue, come inside to get him. Leading the charge was Polk from Narbonne, and we saw him play during the season. Maury Polk is outstanding.
For Narbonne, he was an unbelievable two-way football player. With the ball, he's dangerous, he's powerful, but as a linebacker and as a defensive end, he's just a driver. Hard to block, low to the ground, great lower body, great hips, and a relentless motor. You know, you can't teach the relentless motor.
Paston back in as the quarterback as they alternate. They have a nice luxury, really good quarterbacks on the North, and Liam Paston downfield. That's a tremendous catch again from Kamari Jones. And with that in mind, and the North threatening, let's go down to our sideline correspondent, Jenna Parcio.
Thanks. I'm down here with your partner, Chuck, Dexter Levy. He's the director of this All-Star football game. Tell me a little bit about your involvement and how you help put on this game every year.
Yeah, I don't know if you know the story, but 2 years ago in 2023, it was just on my heart to do something special in the city. Yeah, of course, football related. I called Chuck. It's like, Chuck, let's do an all-star game. He said, let's go. And that's how I got started. So the rest is history, and we're trying to move this thing forward.
Thank you so much. And tell me about why you had that on your heart to get involved with the LA City section. Is there a history there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a city guy myself. I went to Crenshaw High School. When I came out, at that time, there was luster in the city. There are a lot of schools with a lot of athletes going to D1 colleges, playing in sports. That's football, basketball, baseball. And it was just a beautiful thing to see. And that was a way for, you know, kids to really have an opportunity to get an education and do well in life. Since then, it's kind of been shuffled around to different parts of Southern California. And the inner city doesn't have that same glam that it used to. So I wanted to put us back, if I could, in any kind of way on the platform to be seen.
Thank you so much. I know these athletes appreciate everything you're doing. I'll send it back up to you, Chuck and Randy.
There's your MVP, Randy.
I think so. Kamari Jones, again, he caught the Hail Mary at the end of the half. And you see why we have some issues. When you see the helmet number 5 and the Roman numeral 2, that's why some of the times we've misidentified, but we can't miss Kamari Jones. 2 touchdowns today. And a nice throw there as well.
Is it 2 or is it 3? I think he's got 3. And to me,
I remember that one, and they won at the end of the half.
And I thought he scored the first one of the game. But to me, he's the MVP. And the things that you watch about him is they don't run the ball a ton. But when they do run the ball, he does a nice job blocking. He's not only about himself. So when somebody else has the ball, he's downfield, he's blocking. And that's probably Coach Brian Robinson teaching him to be a complete player.
Liam Paston again. That time he overshot the intended receiver that we've been alluding to, Kamari Jones. But a great throw on the touchdown by Paston. Look at this throw and how he gets it right in there over the defender.
Yeah, and you know, Jones is 6'2.5", and he does do a nice job really high pointing the ball. So everything about that play just looked great. I'm excited for him to have the week that he had. He was a late add to the game for whatever reason. Administratively, things happen. But easy to take on such a great kid like him. And they made it a 2-score game.
And there's still 6:45 to play, so you never know, especially in a game where we've had some turnovers. Some mistakes here, some interceptions. So maybe another big play from that North defense to get them back in the hunt. And that's the kind of defense they'll need down the stretch to come all the way back.
Well, I think we're done sideline interview-wise. I really wanted to get Eric Scott, the coach at West LA, because he really is the essence of what the city is all about and what he's building here at West LA. And Coach Scott, thank you. Thank you for hosting the game, for all you did, and making sure these kids had an opportunity to show themselves and what you and your brother Rodney and your coaching staff, Jason Grant, JG, have done for the city. Spectacular. Keep up the good work. I'm sure the administration in West LA is happy to have you.
Great pictures today as well from our LA36 crew. Final football game of the season. And the crew has got this one under control. They're covering the game well for you. It's a pass to the outside. Brought in by Jones, Chase Jones. In fact, that's a number change. That's Davis with the catch. Davis is one of the guys that changed jerseys.
You know,
he's Jaden Davis.
So I think we've established Kamari Jones as the North MVP.
I don't think there's any doubt.
The obvious choice for the Kirk Brungard Award, which goes to our special teams / coaches player pick, no doubt goes to Jose Herrera from Hawkins.
Our kicker, because we figured out who he was, and we want to give him as much attention as possible.
And selfless to go out there without a jersey, just do his job. So now let's identify that South MVP. You know, we've got Williams from San Pedro. You've got Deontay Lewis from Crenshaw. I'm not sure where to go on
What
this
about
one.
Derek Johnson?
Derek Johnson is San Pedro. Excuse me. I called him Williams. So it's Derek Johnson and Deontay Lewis.
Yeah, those are the two guys for me that have really stood out. And early on, Elias Redlew, the receiver of San Pedro, made some big catches.
Yeah, got him going early for sure.
Redlew, that all-city performer.
Now we've got 3 in the mix. I'll let that South award be up to the committee.
How about a fourth down play? Pressure, sack, and the North defense standing tall. That's a great job by the North. Filtering through and making the hit. Tremendous job by Kevin Gatewood of Kennedy High School. Where's number 15? The ball goes over, and you never know, right? With 4 minutes left. Quick touchdown here. Comes a one-possession game.
You know, 4 minutes, 13 seconds, 3 timeouts to go. It really just boils down to a quick score and one more stop. That's why we play the game.
Again, the Northern Stars played a little bit better here. And they have Paston back at quarterback. He can really throw it. And he throws it away. That time he was pressured. That's a smart football play. He knew he didn't have anything available, and he got outside the tackle box and threw it away.
Game management, understanding, let's stop the clock. 2nd and 10 is a lot better than pick 6. A lot better than getting tackled for a loss.
Still go back to that last throw he made when he high pointed it to his brilliant wide receiver.
Kamari Jones.
Yeah, you really love Eagle Rock football, Coach Moran, the consistency, and, want to give him the award to say, hey, he's the quarterback. But I think Kamari Jones is your guy, and I think the turnover by the quarterbacks early definitely hurt.
Here's a deep shot. Ooh, a near miss again for Jones. He was turned around, adjusted, and Kamari couldn't quite bring it in. Oh, he's fun to watch, though, isn't he?
I love watching him play, and you look at the uni kids in this game, and there's 3 of them, and you think, okay, they've got a real legitimate shot because they're bringing in players like this. And this year was a year that brought them back in the Western League. They didn't finish at the top of it, but every single game they were competitive in. Next year they break through. Those games that they're competitive in, they hang on and win. They could be your Western League champ.
3rd down and 10 play. Again, when you catch it on the ground, the play is dead at the spot. Still positive yardage there for the North. It will bring up a 4th down. It was 3rd and 10. They picked up about 6, so it's 4th and 4.
Probably, let's call it what it is. It's the play of the game. I'd like to see them go back to run a little RPO, but I don't really want to see pass and run it. I'd love to see a quarterback with just a little bit more feet and a little bit better feel. This is a Kennedy play.
Well, you feel confidence in him throwing the ball because he's hit 62% of his aerials this year. Very accurate for a high school player. And we have the offside. That would be good enough for a 1st down.
Unless they call it on the wide receiver for moving early, and they did not. He jumped as well.
So the offside gives him a fresh set of downs.
Now, in an all-star game, we have an extra point that is worth 6 points. What you have to do to get it, Randy, I'm just kidding. We don't have a 6-point PAT.
I started to perk up. I thought maybe they'd throw it from the 50.
There's no onside kick, so it's going to take a 3 and out after they score.
Well, they got to score first. Passed into the air for Jones. Oh, he nearly made the catch. Number 2, so acrobatic. Nearly the circus grab.
And I love them, and I'm thinking of those last 2 passes, perfectly thrown in plays you've got to make. Oh, right? Unbelievable effort. Unbelievable effort. Just couldn't squeeze it.
I think it was a tad too far.
I wonder if Coach Brian Robinson would tell me that's a hard catch to make, and he's great, which I would agree with. Or will Coach Brian Robinson say, Kamari, you need to make that catch. You're our man. And I got to tell you what, if they go to him one more time, he will make that catch.
He's still out there.
He's a great football player, and they love that matchup.
Well, they're going to try it again to the near side. Nobody home. Nobody home. That time Paston was hurried and had to unload quickly, and the route didn't develop.
This week at practice, the majority of time that I spent, unfortunately, was really exclusively with the North. But what you saw with those kids was guys you want to be around every day, players that really understood respect for the game. They were becoming great young men, and Kamari is one of them. And the quarterbacks, unbelievable. And that's what you want to see with these kids, just like our kicker Herrera. Hey, man, I'm here to do a job. I don't know what happened to my jersey, but I'll get taken care of.
Timeout taken. This one by the South.
Timeout.
Make sure they
blue
didn't want to give up the big play. It's 3rd down and 10. What do you want to see now from the North? Another throw to the side here for Jones. It's open. It's available if they can connect.
Well, they've tried the middle of the field 3 times, and they've had 3 interceptions. So that's really not a look you want for the North right now. The one thing that they really haven't thrown, which I think they could do, is throw a screen. Their zone is dropping really, really deep. The 4-man rush is coming aggressively. You run a screen behind 2 guys, you're going to get your 10 yards. I really would like to see them break Kamari Jones to the seam. They're going against a 3-deep zone, and when you hit the middle, you get picked. They love the corner, but I think if they can put it up for him one more time, he makes the catch.
Another one to look for, and we've seen him do some nice things as well today, is Kennedy Cleveland, the Franklin wide receiver. Well, here's a big third down play. But at this stage in the ball game, with these numbers, they're all very big plays. Aston, you know he's going to throw it if he can. It's going back the other way. It's caught. Is it a touchdown? No indication yet. They're groaning as Renteria, the young man from Birmingham, just missed. He was just outside the boundary. There's a terrific wide receiver that played for Jim Rose. How close was this to a score? He ends up fielding it, but he's just ruled out of bounds.
Well, great throw and great catch, and, look, really good replay official there. And, yeah, he almost had that foot in, but clearly 100% out. A for effort.
Yeah, maybe they should have targeted Renteria a little bit more. He's caught a pass or two today. And again, he had a banner year for the Patriots of Birmingham. Here it is. Here's the ball game for all intensive purposes. It's a fourth down play. Aston again, back to throw if he can. Pressured, reversing his field, and sacked. And that should do it. Tremendous play by the South. Castro harnessed him and threw him to the ground. Edward Castro, that great defensive end from Southgate.
Great player from a great program, and you see our quarterback right past, and he's trying to make a play. At some point, you got to get rid of the ball. You're playing in a city all-star game with the best of the best. They're a little bit bigger, faster, and stronger, and that might work sometimes in the Northern League. Not going to work out with these kinds of athletes.
But he's going to go back to that near miss, the one in the left end zone to Kamari Jones. It came so close.
He did enough to get that ball into the end zone, and that would have been a great catch, but a catch that, could have been made. But it's two great football players doing what they can.
We haven't seen much of Darnell Miller today. Ran well early, number 3. That time he's corralled. Miller again is that stalwart from Santee. Led Santee to a lower division LA City section championship.
Looks
we
like
have a timeout with 2:19 to play.
Yeah, without the virtue of an onside kick, it doesn't seem to be like the North has much of a chance, but that's why they play the game, Randy.
So you need to take the football away, score, and somehow get the ball back. I don't know how you do that in this format, but it's been a fun format because we've seen fireworks.
I mean, look, we're going to have this football game finished in under 2 hours with plenty of excitement. Everybody got plenty of time to play in the game, a chance for these kids to be honored. We've got the MVP awards. And, again, these kids will be honored in the spring at a gala.
What do you want to see in the future from this game, Chuck?
I would love to see the LA City football players that have made it to the NFL get behind these kids and contribute. I don't mind calling them out by name, but if you played in the LA City schools, you played in the NFL, you should be supporting this game one way or another, and it doesn't have to be money.
Hand off, Miller with it, running wide. Darnell Miller, there's that great speed. And a first down for Darnell Miller. Boy, he is cat quick. And again, he had 43 touchdowns this year.
A great football player, the best running back in the city this year.
Most yards in the state.
Yeah, just in a program that won it all and went to state. And I think when you look at him, he's a guy that's a selfless football player. Could have said, hey, I'm not playing in an all-star game unless I get 15 carries. Hats off to him. Hats off to his coach. Glad he could play and showcase his skills. We still have to talk about the South MVP, Randy. Everything else is in the bag.
Gonzalez into the middle of the front. Out of Narbonne. When you think of Narbonne, you think of who?
I think of Brett Stye, the person who made this game possible. I know there's a lot of people. Eric Sonheimer doesn't want to hear that name. He'll probably write a letter. But he's great for LA City football now. Things happen and everybody should move on. And what Brett Stye does to give these kids an opportunity is unbelievable. And a TV package like this with drone coverage, 3 cameras, it's unbelievable. Andy, we're going to have to get that South MVP, but before we break away, the people that put this together, Carlos Flores, Daniel Schwartz, Dexter Levy, just an unbelievable job for the 3rd year in a row. You guys are unbelievable to work with, and your passion for these kids, unbelievable. Vicky Lagos, City Section Commissioner for the CIF. Tony Crittenden, the referee assigner for the district. Eric Scott, the head coach at West LA College. Couldn't ask for more. Zach MD and the LA Chargers, LA's team. Hey, time to bolt up. They take care of our kids. Let's take care of them.
And they've had a great year on the football field. Harbaugh's team's going to be in the playoffs unquestionably. Here's a run again to the near side. And some hard hitting. You know, we're in the final minute and a half, but these helmets are still colliding. Tremendous hit there on Brown. And that hit was by Samea of Poly High School in Sun Valley. We're down to what, a minute 12?
No timeouts left. I know so look, we're going to announce the MVP awards to the crowd after the game. I think the first award, which we called the Special Teams Kirk Brungard / Coaches Award, is going to Jesse Herrera from Hawkins.
We agree.
Kicker, selfless. We love him. Jesse, that award's for you. North MVP, we agreed. Kamari Jones. Great receiver, made some great plays, was consistent for the team from start to finish. He's going to be the guy. And Randy, who do you think?
Derek Johnson, San Pedro.
South MVP, Derek Johnson, San Pedro.
Now, again, that's more of a split decision because there's a lot of players that helped out for the South.
Deontay Lewis, great honorable mention. The game is still in doubt.
There's a snap
Not
that's
much.
fallen on. You don't really think the game's in doubt, do you? Down to the final minute. The clock is running. Well, Derek Johnson, and Chuck is now taking the headset off. He's going over to tell the public address announcer. Chuck wearing a lot of hats today. Tell him who the MVP is going to be. To see down to the final 40 seconds. This one is wrapping up. It's going to be another South victory. They won in the girls' game, in the flag football game earlier today. Very enjoyable game. And so it's going to be a sweep here at West LA College. Well, that'll do it. Young men will shake hands on a job well done. Very clean game. Not a whole lot of flags. And the final score is 33-21. And that's how it's going to wind up. We might have another play to let the North have it one more time, I believe. The ball was turned over, but it's going to be 33-21, barring another Hail Mary. And, of course, we saw one to Kamari Jones at the end of the first half. So let's give him another opportunity. Why not? Thought they'd run the clock out. That's not going to happen. So the South with big plays today. Going to get the win. Let's see if it is going to be 33-21. One more opportunity for the North. And it's Montez back in to throw the football if he can. He's got his man over the middle. Downfield is Davis of Granada Hills inside the 20 with 2.4 to play. There's Davis, the former Highlander. Now the game is over, and I was right, 33-21, but they nearly scored again. So that's it. Now you'll get the handshakes. Wonderful showcase of the LA City section. 33-21 for the Southern Stars. Well, it was a good one. We're going to wrap it up, but first we're going to take a break, and then we'll return to West LA College. Congratulations, the South has won. Today's game is presented by Lee's Tire and Service. Complete parts and service. Get more for your buck. By Red West Pizza. Salad, pasta, and much more. By Corner Escrow. Also, CDWS Career Day Worldwide.
by Top Tax Pros and by the USC Credit Union. Well, there it is, the final score, 33-21 the South. They broke to a big lead early, and they made the big plays. They got a touchdown quickly. Elias Redlew, the young man from San Pedro, caught the ball, gave them the early lead, and Chuck Price, they were never headed.
I just love the All-Star game flow today. I love the fact that we had no personal fouls other than the one helmet-to-helmet. I love the sportsmanship. I like that we could come out to an All-Star game and see seven touchdowns scored. That's unbelievable. You know, kids that are great athletes make plays, both sides of the ball. Thank you, Doug Bledsoe. Good luck with your continued Narbonne rebuild. Great job, Troy Cassidy with the North. Continue your appearances in the Open Division. Continue to lead your program the way you've done it. And this is, again, Randy, I love working with you. It's been the highlight of my fall. And as we go through these highlights, I feel like it's way more important to thank Brett Stye for his contribution to make this kind of football available for these kids on television.
And that was that interception that's got it going early. Derek Johnson, who was the MVP for his team, that early pick set it up, and then the offense went into high gear. And the long touchdown there, getting it going, that was Lewis. And then we saw the Kamari Jones show, didn't we? This was fun to look at. Great catches by Jones. He was the North MVP, and again, Johnson, the South MVP. I want to thank our MVP on the sideline today, Jenna Parcio, for her fine interviews. That's going to be a wrap. The South has won it. So for Chuck Price, I'm Randy Rosenblum, and our entire LA36 crew, Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, enjoy the holidays. So long from Culver City.